guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna do another roti recipe for y'all. I've done Aloo-Puri previously, and today I'm gonna be doing Aloo-Puri. This is very similar to Dhalpuri. It's where you fill the dough with aloo or potatoes. Aloo is actually the Hindi word for potato. So that's what we call potato in Trinidad. We call it aloo. I won't call this potato roti because potato roti usually refers to a Dhalpuri filled with curry aloo. So this is called Aloo-Puri because it's filled with aloo, just like how Dhalpuri is filled with dal. So if you guys want to see this recipe, then keep watching.
So I'm gonna start off with my dough first. And over here I have 1.5 cups of flour. I have some water to make a nice soft dough. I have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I have a half of a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, and about a teaspoon of oil, which we're gonna coat the dough with when it's finished. So now I'm gonna show you how I knead the dough. Okay, so we're gonna start kneading this dough, and you want it to be a really soft dough. It's gonna be a little softer than sada roti. So you just wanna add all your dry ingredients. Give that a good mix with your hand. You want to incorporate the sugar, the salt, and the baking powder into the flour. So once that's mixed, go ahead and start adding your water a little at a time. So my dough is finished, and you want it to come together into a nice ball, kind of like this. We're just gonna place the oil over it. And now you're gonna let it sit for about an hour, and then we'll come back and fill it. So to make the filling, you'll need I have about 3 small potatoes here. You'll need about 2 medium-sized, some salt, a few cloves of garlic that I just minced up really finely, about a half of a teaspoon of geera or more to your liking, and I have a heaping tablespoon of green seasoning, and I will have this video linked in the upper right hand corner for you guys. This is what gives the roti its really delicious taste. The flavor of the pepper and the bandhania really brings out the potato in the roti, so I suggest you add this. So first up, I'm actually just gonna add about a half of a teaspoon of salt, because we can taste it after. You don't want to over add salt because then you can't take it out. So you just want to add your salt and then just mash it, because you want to mash that salt into the potato. And you can use a fork to do it as well, because the fork really breaks down those little pieces of potatoes. Now you just want to add everything else. So just add your garlic, your cumin or geera. You can also add some black pepper to this as well. I don't really like black pepper in it, but you can do so if you would like. You know what? I'm actually smelling this and I'm feeling to just take a spoon and eat it. It smells so good. So once your potato is all mixed up with all the seasonings and everything, you want to go ahead and just give it a taste, just to see if it needs any more salt or pepper or anything. So once that's finished, I'm going to put it aside, and then we will start filling our doughs. So my dough has been sitting for about an hour. Now we're gonna form it into our smaller dough balls. So I usually like to make smaller dough balls than when you're making sada roti, because you want this to be really thin. Because when you fill it with the aloo, it's gonna become a little bit bigger. So now you want to just set these aside again for about 10 minutes and we'll come back and fill them. So now that the dough has been soaking for about 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead to start filling it. And you just want to hold the dough in your hand and you want to create a nice well. So you're going to create a well to hold the potato in there. And before you add the potato, you want to add a little bit of flour, because you don't want the potato to stick to the insides of your dough, and when you're rolling it out, it's going to burst the dough. So just pick up, I would say, about a tablespoon. Try not to overfill it because you don't want it to burst on you. And you're going to take the tops now and you're going to just pull it together and seal it. If you've seen my Edo's choker video, you probably got the hang of how to do this by now. Or if you're familiar with making Dhalpuri. So once that's filled, just set it aside and I'm going to finish the rest. So before we start rolling these out, put your tawa to heat up on about medium-high heat, because if you want the rotis to be crispy, then put it on medium-high. If you want it to just have a light crisp, then just leave it on medium. So we're going to start off by rolling out the roti. So just pick up one of the dough and you want to just kind of squeeze it right around to get that filling. The aloo filling, you want the aloo filling to be kind of distributed throughout the whole roti. And you want to just flour both sides so that it doesn't stick or anything. Now you're just going to take your belna or your rolling pin and just roll it out. So make sure that the ends are rolled out pretty thin so that it can cook throughout. Now we're going to put it onto an oiled tawa. So my tawa has been heating up for a few minutes and I'm going to just put some oil on it. Just make sure you brush the entire tawa with oil. The oil is what crisps up the roti. Now just add your roti. And go ahead and put some more oil on top. And you'll notice it'll start bubbling up. That's normal. You just want to turn it now. So you want to kind of rotate your roti on the tawa because you want it to cook evenly throughout. And once you see it start swelling, that's the baking powder kind of working. And when it swells, it's going to cook the inside of the roti. So you're just cooking it for about 1.5 minutes on each side. And then I'm gonna just flip it in half. And we're gonna bring the ends to the middle of the tower so that it kind of gets cooked nicely, because sometimes the end doesn't get the heat like the middle. So you want to kind of cook the ends a little more, because if you notice, the center of the roti gets brown first, because that's where all the heat is. So once you're done with the ends, now you're just gonna fold it into 4 and just place it on a plate, and that's it. I'm gonna finish the rest and I'll come back and show you guys. So these are the finished aloo puris, guys. They look and smell heavenly. So I know you guys are gonna love it. This is one of my favorite rotis. I used to eat this by itself and I still do that up till today. So if you guys want to leave any comments for me, let me know what you think. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to see all my latest videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!